The early advantage was to Biotherm, as leg 4 kicked off on Super Sunday in Itajai, so the second half of the ocean race is on as the fleet races north out of Brazil. Nearly 350,000 fans visited the Ocean Live Park in Itajai this month to celebrate the ocean race stopover. And on Sunday, leg 4 of the ocean race got underway, as the 5-boat IMOCA fleet set out from Itajai on their 5,000 nautical mile adventure towards Newport, Rhode Island, in the USA. It was a close-fought battle at the start of the 2-lap inshore section of the race course, with no one wanting to concede an inch to a rival crew. What appeared to be great starts by 11th Hour Racing Team and Guide Environment Team Europe, with the 2 boats right on the starting line at full speed as the starting gun fired. It turned out be a little too good. The 2 IMOCAs were judged to have crossed the starting line a fraction too early, and were forced to turn back and restart. It was an expensive mistake which left the way clear for Biotherm to take the early lead ahead of Team Malaysia and Team Holcim PRB. With around 10 knots of breeze, there wasn't quite enough for full foiling, but the fleet was still making good progress at up to 18 knots of boat speed. Biotherm continued to extend its lead, helped in part by a duel for second between the next 2 boats. By the start of the second lap, Holcim PRB finally managed to overhaul Malaysia for second place, with the 2 premature starters, Guide and 11th Hour Racing, trailing some way behind. By the end of the inshore section, Biotherm held a very healthy advantage over the fleet, while Guide had done a good job of closing the gap to Malaysia in front. Earlier, the sailors were farewelled off the dock in Itajai by a large and enthusiastic crowd. The Brazilian stopover embraces the ocean race family fully and completely, and the passion of the people here set a warm tone for the day. Over 315,000 people had visited the stopover heading into Sunday. When the last crowd is accounted for later this afternoon, the final number will be near 350,000. A further 250 boats were on the water to witness the start, and while Meilhat's Biotherm team led the way, he was excited by the prospect of close racing all the way to Newport. "I think it will be a close race again on this leg," he said just before docking out. "I mean, when we were at Point Nemo, the most remote place in the world, we had 4 boats within a mile of each other. That means that it could happen every time. If it happens again this leg, I will be happy because we are here for that. We're in this race for close competition." The leg from Itajai to Newport, Rhode Island is just over 5,000 nautical miles, and is expected to take up to 17 days, with an ETA around May 9th or 10th.
Yeah, next leg's going to be a complicated leg. Massive contrast from leg 3, which is about Southern Ocean, lots of miles, keeping the boat in one piece, and long time in the south, just sort of managing the conditions. This leg sort of is going to be a big shift up, back to pushing the boat really hard, dealing with all the small details, make sure the boat's positioned really well for the conditions coming up, and it's a north to south leg as well, obviously. So we're travelling back up through the weather rather than along with the weather system. So very different leg, but I think one everyone's looking forward to and getting back to. Just starting off, the first challenge of this leg is sort of getting up to the southeasterly trade winds, and that can be pretty challenging. Typically we come out of here at Itajai, upwind, light airs, can be quite sort of slow going at start, but with the sort of added pitfall of there can be quite a lot of clouds around and squalls, which can easily mix the fleet up. And we're obviously fighting to be the first boat to the trade winds and then extending, but a cloud in the wrong place can sort of quite easily upset that for you. So it's a challenge. It's very different to sailing in big winds in the cold, but a challenge nonetheless. Once we are in the trade winds, it's about position yourself to get up through the trade winds, back up to the doldrums. Typically the doldrums are less significant than in leg 2 when we're coming down and further east, but they're still there and they still can be an issue. And where you position yourself in the doldrums, you've got to think about where you're going to be when you get back up to the sort of coast of the States and back in the synoptic weather. So there's a lot of sort of forward planning you have to do, managing the short term to make your long-term plan come out. So you've got to get through the doldrums nicely in the right place to then sail fast up to sort of that altitude of the Bermuda High, It's all about getting through that Bermuda high cycle in good shape. The high is always replacing itself coming off the coast, and you don't want to find yourself in the wrong spot and getting rolled over by the high or sailing too many miles to get around it. So that's always a challenge. Then after that, it's the Gulf Stream, which always has a sting in its tail. There's plenty of potential for sort of big winds, good squalls. There's a lot of current there, obviously, and that can be always a big challenge before getting back up and across the Gulf Stream into the colder water, back into the fog as you approach Newport, and potentially some quite light airs that can really mix things up right to the last minute. So very different challenge to leg 3, but a challenging leg all the same, and one where we're gonna have to work really hard, push really hard, and make sure we've got the boat in the right place all the time. I mean, I've done a slightly longer leg in the 2008-2009 race. It was 44 days, but that was before I was a father. So 38 days at sea was obviously a long time to be away from the kids, especially when you count the time in Cape Town preparing for the race. So knowing that they were going to be here waiting on the dock was something I was looking forward to for well ahead of arrival. And they were, obviously we got ashore a little bit later than planned, but it was a wonderful moment to see the kids, and they're old enough now to understand what I'm doing and what a challenge that was. So it was a really nice moment to be sort of reunited as a family back on the dock. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest challenge for leg 4 is like getting all the details right and really making what you're trying to do in the short term work towards your long-term plan. So rather than having a big weather event or something really specific that's going to be a challenge, I think this next leg is going to be all about keeping the tempo up, keeping sailing fast, and then always being in the right place at the right time and making those smart decisions. And that attention to detail, I think, is going to be really key. Yeah, we've obviously been sailing with the ocean pack on board for every leg so far, and gathering data the whole time we've been on the water. I think that data's now obviously at the end of every leg that comes off the boat, and it gets checked and vetted, and then hopefully it's going to be published very soon. And it's always kind of cool when you can go onto the NOAA website or something like that and see your data set that you've gathered and know that it's of use to the scientific community. So hopefully it'll be up there soon.
I'm just so ready to go sailing. I want to have a good leg, and I'm excited.
I think everyone found a very positive, motivated focus here, and this is what we need to do well.
I got a bit emotional just at the end because just really want us to have a good one for the whole team, and yeah, I can feel them all wishing that on us, so it's a good emotion. And yeah, now we get to go sailing.
Welcome to Brazil for the start of leg 4 of the ocean race. Guyo Environment Team Europe to windward of the pack, 11th hour racing team behind the European boats. It's Robert Stanjek on the helm for the start, just on the bottom right hand side of picture, and his eyes are glued on the competition.
3, 2, 1, go! Recall forward!
11th hour and Guyo have had an individual recall. They were over the line early, so both of them are going to have to go round and recross the start line.
Guyo Environment Team Europe round the bottom of the course. They have got one more tack, one more running to go, and then behind them 11th hour racing team.
Ça a dû revenir, c'était beaucoup de manœuvres, ça aurait pu mettre en difficulté l'équipage, mais on a su gérer ça bien. Voilà, c'était finalement c'est un bon départ, on est de retour dans le jeu avec tout le monde, et c'est le principal. Ouais, j'ai une bonne sensation là avec l'équipe pour la prochaine étape. Tout le monde a le couteau entre les dents.